Cherry, 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 strawberries. Cherry, 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 strawberries. Dreadlock girl selling strawberries. Dreadlock girl flogging cherries. Still no one's invented the scratch header. Needs to be done. Come on, inventors out there, get on it. Boba Fett has commanded it by royal decree. What's up, Lube Tube? So I am sitting on an F800R, which is a bike I've actually wanted to try out for a while. It's a bike that I'd considered for my first bike, but didn't go with in the end because of the lack of fairing. When actually, I then found out that the fairing on the Honda really didn't make much difference anyway. So yeah, but I'm impressed actually. I'm impressed with this seating position for a start. Nice brakes. It's got a steering damper on it. Really like this seating position. This is perfect for me. This is probably the best seating position on any bike I've ridden yet, and that's saying something because I've ridden a good few bikes. Right, so yeah, it's got electronic suspension on it. Didn't expect that. That's fantastic. Heated grips. What info do you get on the computer? Trip 1, trip 2, tyre pressure. Wow, it's got a tyre pressure monitor as well. Got audio, trip 1, trip 2. Okay, back round again. Wow, so tyre pressure monitor as well. That's really good. I'm not sure about the actual seat, the actual saddle itself. A bit hard, but it's a good shape. It cups my cheeks lusciously. It's a perfectly capable engine. Wind protection, pure shite. No gear indicator. I must admit I've grown a little bit spoilt for gear indicators. The exhaust note, I love the display, it's lovely and clear. Nice analog tack, analog speedo. Plenty of feedback from the engine. This is a really good bike. This is a really good bike. The closest I could compare this to would be like a street triple or something. A quick shifter on this would be great. I don't think it's got quite as much pep as the street triple, but it's not far off it. It's really not. And I don't work for BMW, by the way. I should just point that out because every time I take a BMW out, I'm like, oh, this is a really good bike. And then I take a Yamaha out and I'm like, oh, I don't like it. But this is a really good bike. It is. Look, the brakes on this absolutely piss all over what was on that MT10. Not sure about the colour. I don't think I'd buy a blue and white bike necessarily. You guys know me. I like black. Once you go black, you never go back. Also like white. If you were looking for a first bike, yeah, I think this would probably make a good first bike. I'm not sure what tyres it's got. There's a lot of feedback in the tyres. I can feel that they're quite tough. I didn't check what the tyres were before I got on the bike, stupidly. I'm imagining these are going to be probably Battle Axe or something, some sort of touring tyre. As far as like grip is concerned, I've not... Oh, what was that? I didn't even see what that was! I just saw a flash of orange. I love that this has got electronic suspension. I did not expect that at all. That was a really nice surprise. This better than the one you get on the S1000R. Look, it's not shaking, it's not wobbling anywhere. You could just feel the build quality on this bike is spot on. I'll go through Godhurst. Godhurst? I think it's probably Godhurst, isn't it? This is a very pretty village. Lots of Kent is really nice actually. I like riding through Kent. Yeah, quick shifter would be nice on this. But look how pretty this place is. Gorgeous. Lovely, lovely in the corner. Let's try some different suspension settings. Put it on sport suspension. Ooh. Yep, I can really feel that. Gearbox is lovely. Tiny little clear tap. You can feel exactly what you're doing. Yeah, I'd say for pretty much every situation, this is all the bike you'd really ever need. Right, I'm gonna put you on normal suspension. It's more like it. So this is actually this is a much higher spec bike than I was expecting. A much higher spec bike. The bit, like I say, the build quality is perfection. Look at this. Eats up the corners. Nice, nice. Thank you, tractor. Thank you, tractor. Look at all this. Brilliant. That's what we like to see on the roads, on bikes, isn't it? Loads of mud. When I was looking at getting my first bike, this was one of the bikes, not this newer model, it was the older one with the squiffy headlights, which I really like the look of the squiffy headlights. And this looks a bit tamer. I mean, as well, actually maybe another thing this would benefit from would be rider modes as well. You know, stick a rain mode, a normal mode and a sports mode on it. That would be great. But it's not, it doesn't need it. It'd just be nice to have. It's got plenty of power. It's not insane, but it is certainly no slouch. Certainly no slouch. And like I say about the build quality, this is a man's bike. This is a man's bike. It's not just thrown together. There's no corners have been cut. This has been put together properly by people who care what they're doing. Look what you're doing. You were gonna, weren't you, silly old man? Welcome to riding bikes. This is what we're up against. If you're new to riding and you're watching this, and you know, and you're thinking about buying one of these bikes, do it. Absolutely buy one. Be prepared for fuck nuts like that being everywhere. You'll find that people will want to talk to you a lot as well when you ride a bike, you know, especially other riders or people interested in riding. And obviously, you know, women won't be able to keep their clothes on around you, which it gets awkward. It gets, yeah, pretty awkward, especially if you've got tattoos and a beard and you ride a motorbike. I mean, I can't blame them. Just be prepared to, you know, be handing their knickers back to them and tell them to put them on because they're embarrassing themselves. And, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. You have to remember, you know, that these are always, you know, somebody's sister or somebody's mother or somebody's daughter or somebody's wife. You know, here you go. Put them back on. Look, don't embarrass yourself. I understand that you're, you know, bewitched by my beard, by my tattoos, and by my motorbike. The only thing that, you know, could possibly rival that would be, you know, having a puppy. Look at that. Oh man, this bike is lovely in the corners. Oh, you can filter perfectly well with this. It handles supremely well. I don't feel any trepidation about leaning this bike over at all. Feedback's good, it's direct. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so it's a parallel twin, which is why it gets that nice amount of sort of linear, you know, like the power delivery is pretty steady all the way through. It's 90 horsepower, 63 foot-pounds of torque. It's nicely put together. I mean, if you look at the finish on it, I really can't fault it. Rocking the Brembos, you know, makes such a massive difference. You know, it comes with a steering damper on it. It's got Roadtech Z8 Interact tyres on it. Don't know, Metzilla's, never used them before, but yeah, I think they seem quite hard tyres to me. But really disappointing is the front end. You know, I liked the old squiffy headlights that it had before. That's what, you know, BMW's, it's that bit of character that they've got, and this just looks like everything else now. Doesn't have any sort of, in fact it's massive. That headlight is massive. I don't like it. I don't like that. That's the only thing that I can really say I don't like about this bike. Everything else is really, really good. Everything's easy to get to. The kit that's on it is fantastic. You can get one for 7.5, 8 grand, and if you're in the market for a middleweight, do it. Get one of these. The only real competition that I've ridden for one of these would be the Street Triple, which I would say, you know, the Street Triple is a spankingly good bike. This is not far off it, and I'd probably even go so far as to say that the finish on it, the build quality, is probably a bit better. The swing arm's fairly decent. They've got the big bum, the big BMW butt. I love the dash. I think the dash is great. You can get a seat cowl for it as well. But I really love the ergonomics, the seating position and stuff of the bike. Yeah, it's a bloody good bike, and I completely recommend it. It's 206, I think, kilos. So it's not too heavy, he says as he tries to push it uphill. Yeah. In about 20 minutes I'm going to jump back on her and do a little summary, really. But yeah, what a fantastic bike. What a really, really nice surprise. So yeah, well done BMW, it's a bloody good bike. It looks like I'm getting about 50 miles to the gallon on this, which I think is perfectly acceptable. Yeah, so for motorway speeds, the wind protection is, yeah, non-existent really. There's no cruise control or anything like that, but that's not really, you know, cruise controls are nice to have, it's not essential. It's quite able to get up to kind of overtaking speeds easily enough. The mirrors are the standard BMW mirrors that you get on pretty much everything. They're good enough. They just basically need to be sort of there. Thanks for blocking me, Splat end. A prudent investment would be a aftermarket fly screen, something a bit taller, if you were looking to do lots of motorway riding. Now she's quite buzzy, around 5,000-6,000 revs. That's interesting. The mirrors have become quite blurred, and yeah, I feel a lot of vibration around there. Yeah, I think for me, for my height, which is 6'6", no, it's not 6'6", about 5'10", 5'11" maybe, with heels on. This is, and I'm about 12 stone 10. The seating position for this bike is so perfect for me. It's so perfect. The bars are just the right width. It's just the right amount of forward lean. The foot pegs are in a good spot. I'm really, really happy with the ergonomics of this bike. Really, really like it. Oh, by the way, for the A2 license people out there, you can get this in an A2 version. 47 horsepower version of this bike is available. Just letting you know. I don't know if that's a restrictor that they put in that you can then have removed if you then move on to an A license, but you know, just putting that out there. Nice. Nice. I like Maseratis, they're lovely bikes. bikes. Did I call a Maserati a bike? I did, didn't I? I like Maseratis. They're lovely cars. Alright, well, it has been a real pleasure to have this bike for the day. Thank you, Cooper, Tunbridge Wells Cooper. I really appreciate you lending me this bike. It's been a real pleasure to ride. Yeah, thanks, Dick. Dickhead. You shit yourself now, aren't you? You're going to think I'm going to come beat you up. Nope, not going to beat you up. Too nice for that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that review. Do click like, subscribe, the usual sort of stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon for the next review.